Shout out to everybody. I want to talk to y'all real quick. Dog life, wait a minute. First of all, I do want to say this. Cassidy versus Rex is definitely a battle that I want to see, so I don't know who's going to end up booking that. I haven't heard that the battle has been booked, and maybe I'll reach out to Rex and see what's going on. I haven't heard that it's been booked. I do want to see that, so a lot of us have been talking about Cassidy coming back and battling somebody that we actually would want to see him battle, so it would be good to finally get that, because I felt like when Cassidy was coming back and battling, he was battling people we didn't want to see him battle, and they was kind of putting him up. And I mean, I ain't gonna even lie, URL kind of did tell me, Thug Life, they told me like they didn't want to put him up against somebody like super crazy, you know what I'm saying? They wanted, big matchups, good matchups, but, they didn't want to, get him up out of here. Thug Life! That's what it is. I used to see these matchups like, what is this? Like, ain't nobody asked for this. But that's what it was, you know what I mean? But shout out to URL, shout out to Cassidy. But, I do want to see him come back. And it's kind of showing that when Cassidy is marketing and promoting, people pay attention, and you got to look at the views on everything. Like, just Rex responding to Cassidy has gotten, like, I think he's got like 43,000 views just responding to Cassidy. Can y'all imagine what they would do in a face-off? You see what I'm saying? Like, that would be like an instant million views, on a face-off. So I don't know, man. It's definitely a battle I think will have some interest. We got some battles coming up. I do want to say Hollow the Don, before we get into this, Hollow the Don and Jazz the Rapper, they did have a face-off. That's got 30,000 views. I didn't think that many people will be interested in that battle, but people are very interested in Hollow the Don versus Jazz the Rapper. I feel like Hollow the Don is an icon, you know what I'm saying? In battle rap, he's done his time. And I think Hollow is feeling some type of way when you watch the face-off about how the new fans are perceiving him, so I think he's going to probably try to take this battle serious. So I kind of do want to see that. So shout out to TakeOver Battle League. I talked about the pricing that they have. We broke down a lot of things, and, my opinion on it, I feel like the event is definitely worth it. We went through like why a person would think it wouldn't be worth it or whatever. I think it's worth it. Chilla Jones talked about the 2-minute rounds, you know what I mean? Like the 90-second rounds, like for most of the battles with the 2-minute hard cutoff. He talked about all of that, and he did clarify and make everybody know that, if the regular battles, like the big battles are going to be 3 minutes and 30 seconds, you know what I mean? Plus. So if a person has more material, it is what it is. So like, don't be thinking like, if you buy this, then Daylight and Rum Nitty is 2-minute rounds. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not the case. So I mean, I'm kind of interested to see what's gonna happen with a couple of these battles. People are slowly rolling out face-offs. Hitman Holla's got a card coming up. He's gonna be going up against Miss Hustle. I kind of am starting to want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hitman Holla. I want to see some more face-offs. I think New Jersey Twerk about to go up against Vixen. He's got an interview that's going to drop on 15 Minutes of Fame. He's talking about Eazy the Block Captain. You know what I mean? So that's a battle I want to see this year. Eazy the Block Captain versus New Jersey Twerk. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Now, as far as this, Rex is talking reckless. He's talking reckless. He said, Cass, don't make me beat you the F up. I know y'all been paying attention. Cassidy's been dropping Hip Hop is Real's been dropping a lot of videos with Cassidy. And Cassidy did say some things. He's like, yo, like I can talk to him. I don't want to have to talk to him about some real stuff. And y'all remember, because Rex talked about, how some of the things that Cassidy's saying. Y'all remember when Cassidy had it looked like a warehouse. I think he was trying to call it a mansion, but it looked like a warehouse. He had a bunch of battlers there, all of that. And Rex was like, yo, like when I was there, I had the same energy that I would have with anybody. Like I didn't, what I'm saying? I was talking mess with this person and that person. Like I was challenging this person and that person. Like you didn't see really any fear in me when I was there, and if you had any problems with me, you should have said something. And I remember like watching that when all the battlers were there, you know, because it was a point like where one that where Cassidy was trying to do like some sort of tournament or something like that never came to fruition. And you know, people was marketing, promoting. I think Cassidy even invited me to go up there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are marketing, promoting themselves, and you got some decent battles up out of it. But the tournament never went down. I don't know. This is kind of interesting. Let's listen to what Rex is saying about Cassidy, because he's talking reckless.
Rex ain't ready to be for real. First of all, Cassidy, let's stop playing. I'll beat you the fuck up. Let's stop.
It's crazy. Imagine Cassidy and Rex going down. This is not, yo, Rex is a legendary artist. One thing he did say in the interview, I'm going to let y'all watch the rest of it with 15 minutes of fame. He said that, you know, Cassidy basically is a liar, right? Only thing he's really good at is lying. He was like, yo, I took you not 5,000 and 0. Like, everybody took losses. That's what made me a grand champ. Yo! When he said that, it was lit. He said, I done took some losses before, and that's what made me a grand champ. Interesting, bro. I would love to see these dudes go back and forth and talk reckless. You know, I don't, and if anybody's interested in booking Cassidy, you know, I know the whole John situation with the sponsor. I think it was like that, what was it, the mayor? I think maybe the mayor has something to do with it. I don't know. Maybe not. I know that the mayor was kind of shady. Me and the mayor got into it on Twitter. I lit him up. We got into it. I had to smoke him real quick. You know what I'm saying? He was talking reckless, taking people's tax money and trying to so the people's donation money, I should say, and trying to use their donation money for him to get elected for battle rap. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of went in on him. Haven't heard about him in a while. You know what I'm saying? But Cassidy, allegedly, you know, he owes the money. John the Don still feels some type of way about that. John the Don's been making some comments. He has. You know, what did he say? He said, Cassidy really ducked me. Crazy. That's an actual duck. What y'all think about that? I don't know. Cassidy, he did the interview, MS3S3, whatever he said. He gave John the Don the low price, the low. He didn't feel like he was supposed to be the only person marketing and promoting. You know, he said other people were on the card. There was no energy on the card. People weren't marketing. And he just, you know, I think he had claimed he was sick. Then people dropped videos of him at a concert in Cincinnati or something like that while he was supposed to be sick. So I don't know. Next thing you know, you get M3S3 interview, and Cassidy's breaking down the whole situation. So John is feeling some type of way. He said, this N-word Cassidy really ducked me. That's an actual duck, right? So I don't know. But then John did say something, because remember when ARP was kind of thinking about booking Cassidy for an event, and John said something like, yo, if you book him, I'm pulling up and all of that. Well, John said something interesting here, right? He said he don't technically owe me money. If that was the case, he would have been ran down on, but he definitely did some BS and will not be comfortable if we ever in the same room. Saying you ain't gonna be comfortable, Cassidy. Is this true? He's talking reckless. You know what I'm saying? And then Clone, he ends up saying something. Clone says, shout out to Clone, he about to battle a Clone, Elijah Straight, on this Daylight versus Rub Nitty situation. Elijah Straight's the Clone, sorry, not dissing. He says, so much to be said about the whole Cassidy John situation that needs to be addressed. This is wild. And then John the Don said, soon. You know what I'm saying? So then he ended up saying 2 minutes is enough. So I don't know. Y'all tell me. And then he goes into him and Fonz going back and forth. I think they may end up putting a battle together. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But as far as this, I do want to see the battle. You know what I mean? So y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. I think this will kind of regenerate. Oh, Rex is following me. Hold on real quick. We got to follow. It says Rex following me. We might have to follow Rex back. Shout out to Rex. Yeah, we following Rex. Thug life. Shout out to Rex. You know what I'm saying? That's a battle I want to see. You know, and I think we need to get back into the mode of booking battles that people want to see. You know, and shout out to Eazy the Block Captain. I do want to say this, right? He does have this event coming up, right? And I do feel like this got battles that I want to see. I do want to see Eazy the Block Captain versus Swamp. I think he put together matchups. So they did have a quick tiff. Ace Amin versus Jay Moore. They had a problem back in the past. Ace Amin been going there. And hold on, let me. Ace Amin was kind of wilding, y'all. I think I showed y'all in the other video. Some people, I'm waiting for Jay Moore to respond to this. You know? Ace Amin was wilding. I don't know if y'all remember back in the day. Ace Amin ran down on Jay Moore. I guess Jay Moore was saying something he didn't like. He made him apologize, like that math situation.
In the building, my man's pulled up on me, extra swole.
I remember that. So this is like I'm saying, like battles that people kind of want to see.
Ready to fuck me up. I said something vibe.
You know, Ace Amin is on his helmet. You know, so I don't know how that battle's gonna go, what's gonna happen, but I do want to see that. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody. I'm probably I gotta go to work. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to touch base with y'all. And John the Don, I mean, it seemed like Cassidy is trying to get booked again. I don't think he's really interested in paying that money back, but John saying it ain't really his money. So, I don't know. You know what I mean? If you do book Cassidy, you may have to, you know, think about how you going to do that contract. Or maybe pay them right. Rex said that he is not opposed to this battle. Ra asked him, like, if they presented you with money to battle him, would you do it? He said, yeah. You know, if you look at it last year, Rex was probably top 5 last year. You could argue that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think you could argue New Jersey Twerk, Swamp, Rock, you know what I'm saying, Av, and Rex. I think Rex he had a pretty good year last year. You know what I'm saying? So you could probably argue him. So I don't know. It's not like Rex is a bad artist, you know, that just has a name. Some people just have a name, but they don't really be, you know what I mean, like winning all like that. But Rex, he had like a moment where he won. Even him in New Jersey Twerk, that was recent. And mind you, this battle happened like after midnight. You know, that battle was close. You know, some people could argue Rex. Some people could, I think they just dropped that. They may have dropped that on the URL app, you know, until they, you know, before they drop it on YouTube or whatever. Y'all can go watch that. I think Rex, he held his own. I mean, it was late. You know what I mean? So I don't know. He didn't like sit there and die. He had moments in the battle. But I do like what Rex said. He was like, yo, like I took losses. That's what made me a grand champ. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. One thing I do want to say before I get out of here. Bad news, Toad. He did. Number 4 with 100% accuracy was said to Officer T. Ward. Bit the cheese, ate the McDonald's, pulled the detective to the side, all of that. Bad news have been protected by the battle rap community. I know I'm the only blogger that's really talking about this. Hyperboy Williams, you keep talking about it. Yes! He ratatouilled. Changed. String change. Told everything. Somebody got locked up. Tried to do an interview, talk about people that didn't get locked up. Paperwork obviously said dude got locked up. Click, click. While Bad News is trying to blame this situation on black culture. It didn't matter how many Pooh Shiesties Bad News War, how tough he was, how many times he acted like Surf, all of that. When it came down to it, he got in that room. He had to let the detectives know. What it was. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Riggs didn't talk about this in the battle. Av tried to save Bad News. He even pretty much said it on PSA Reloaded. He only had one scheme talking about it. And it wasn't that great. Battlers have been mad at fans for talking about this. But Bad News has bit the cheese. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. If you in a straight, don't talk to Officer T. Ward. Run up on Kid Slade after a battle and say over and out. But Bad News did. He told everything. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Battle Rock got some battles. I would say this. A lot of league owners, if y'all can, you know, there's a lot of, I've seen like 40 Bars versus Danny Myers that drop, right? We be wanting to recap y'all battles. You know, it's just the problem is, like, I even tried to do a recap. And it's like, yo, I can react. This is the crazy part, right? I talked to YouTube or whatever because I wanted to make sure me talking about Trump was cool. You know, they said, yeah, go ahead and do what you want to do, right? But I can react to, like, people that got millions of subscribers. And they'll say, yeah, you can react to whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'll ask first or whatever they say, yeah, right? No issues. A lot of leagues, bro, like, even if you say, yeah, even if they say, yeah, you still get hit with like a copyright or whatever. It's like, y'all gotta understand, like, people have YouTube channels and they don't want to risk their channels like recapping battles. I think if y'all would do something or make it to where people can recap battles, there would be more battles recapped. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? So that's something that y'all may want to consider. You know, we got channels that's just as big as y'all's channels. You know what I mean? Y'all league owners or whatever. You know, so just, you know what I mean, take that into consideration. Y'all might have a card, may have some fire battles. Y'all might want recaps. All we gonna do is put the link for the recap, like, in the, you know what I'm saying, for your battle in the recap. I don't know how many times we used to do that and people was like, oh, I seen a blog and that's why I'm here. Like, everything helps. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just against y'all. You know what I mean? Or at least me. You know, give us permission to recap, whitelist us, and we'll recap y'all battles. That's what it is. Otherwise, talking about entertainment. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Shout out to everybody. I'm out. Comment, rate, subscribe. Bad News, stop telling everything. Who did what? I'm out. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Peace.